to wave to the drivers. They'll also salute you back. And this is a very big moment for the drivers before they settle in and pull those seatbelts very, very tight to do the Lucas Oil 200 at Daytona, presented by MAV TV American Real. As they said, we had a wild one last year. We look for more of the same here as they're ready to get the season underway here at Daytona. Here they come off of turn 4, the first half of the field. Come on, race fans, up. Give them a big shout out. Give them a big wave. The drivers returning the favor as we get ready to go racing here. And, buddy, I really don't know what's going to happen here. I've been around ARCA. I've gone to a lot of the races, done a lot of their races at Michigan, Toledo Speedway, Salem Speedway, which is now not too far from where I live in Indiana Creek. Victory Lane, racing that trophy.
Well, that's the beauty of the ARCA series, Larry. Even though Bobby Gearhart is a little bit of time, but that is the beauty of this series and coming to Daytona. Despite that amount of success that Bobby Gearhart has, you still can't guarantee that he's going to be the winner. You really don't know who's going to win. The Venturini Motorsports cars have shown very well in practice and qualifying. Yes, Bobby Gearhart is right up there in the number 3 qualifying position, but so many storylines. Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson, Frank Kimmel, so many other drivers that could figure into here. You don't know when the big one could come for the ARCA series. It's a great unknown, and that's what makes the ARCA race at Daytona so great.
And we talk about Bobby Gearhart as well we should with the 8 wins. Egan Katona is next with 3. And then we have these drivers with 2 each. Andy Hampton, Ben Hess, Andy Hillenberg, Jimmy Horton, Jeff Purvis. Okay, that's 5 drivers that have 2. We have 1 with 3. Everybody else has won only 1 time here at Daytona in ARCA Racing Series history. Bobby Gearhart with 8 going 4-9. And that shows exactly what kind of performance that they have here at Daytona. They spent all winter long working on the car, massaging it, working on somehow they get this incredible fuel mileage that we all just shake our head and say, no, there's no way a car can go that far. And yet they do it year in, year out. It happens all the time with them. But he's always in the right spot at Daytona, and that is so great. We talk about that all times in any series of races here at Daytona, being at the right spot. And he is outstanding at doing it.
Now Gearhart will start on the inside of row number 1 in the MAV TV American Real Chevrolet. Once again, John West Townley in the Zaxby's Toyota for Venturini Motorsports, starting on the pole. As we mentioned, next week, Friday night, you will see John West back in a truck, the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series for Red Horse Racing. He'll be one of the 3 trucks in the field for that team. Timothy Peters and Herman Quiroga will also be part of the Red Horse Racing stables. But here is again another opportunity. You mentioned if Kyle Larson is approved to run the Nationwide Series for the entire year. Bubba Wallace, John West Townley, at least 3 drivers that are looking to do some more racing for the balance of this week. This is a great testing tool for them. Brendan Newberry, another one of those drivers who's going to run the Camping World Truck Series
there we go.
Time.
On to go.
Many drivers are using this as a good test session. It's a great race. And on to go. Got the opportunity, got the equipment to show what she can do as a driver. Being on that front row, I can't believe what's going through her right now. The emotions thinking about this at Daytona, starting on the front row here today, and knowing that everybody behind her is coming when they drop that green flag. How ironic, two of the ladies that are here at Daytona have been the most successful so far in the very early parts of Daytona Budweiser Speedweeks 2013. 2 that have flashed somewhat in the IZOD IndyCar Series. Both Milk Caduno and Danica Patrick have shown their strength with very good teams. Milk on the outside of the front row for Venturini Motorsports here this afternoon. Danica Patrick leading the final round of practice in the GoDaddy.com Chevrolet for Stuart Haas Racing. Practice and qualifying is one thing. Now, here's where it's time to show the real talent. But again, she's got some teammates out there that may be able to help her a little bit. Everybody's looking for a little bit of help. We'll see how it unfolds here very shortly as 44 high-powered ARCA Racing Series machines work the midpoint down the back straightaway here in the Lucas Oil 200 presented by MAV TV American Real. Lights out on the safety car. Once again, John West Townley and Milk Caduno on the front row. Bobby Gearhart, Darrell Wallace lining up in row number 2. Julian Juice in the number 94, along with the 09 of Fred Enfinger make up row number 3. Followed by Ricky Ergot, car number 16. That's the Coulter Motorsports entry. And defending ARCA Series champion Chris Busher, the Rolo Brothers, number 17. The 32 of Mason Mingus for Wintron Racing. And the Cunningham Motorsports, number 77 of Tom Hessard, make up the top 10. And one thing, a lot of well-known car owners have their cars in the top 10 in qualifying this afternoon.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very exciting to see what happens here as they work slowly off of turn number 4, the field forming up. You've got the two Kimmels, Will Kimmel, Frank Kimmel, side by side back of the field. You know, they want to move towards the front of the field and get out front. Got to get there very quickly if they can. An 80-lap race sounds long, but it's really not here at Daytona. Here comes the pace car off of turn 4. The lights are out, getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn, and waiting for the front rows. John West Hanley's had a lot of experience in starting races. There goes the pace car off. Bill Perduno leading the outside line. They start to accelerate now, waiting for the green flag. The inside line is moving. Green flag is out right away.
The 69 of Steve Kemp, the Kimmel Racing Ford. That's not looking good for him as well. He's got several spots on that car that do not look good right here in front of us.
I don't know.
But once again, the Venturinis have just got to be cringed.
Yeah,
My gosh, what do we got to do? Darrell Wallace, Justin Boston, two drivers, heavy damage in the 25 and 55.
And it looked like the 25 got turned from behind. Very close quarters as we watch the replay of our screen vision. Here they come down pit road. If pit road is closed, they're just driving them through to do the cleanup here on the main straightaway. And yeah, you had two of the top contenders really for Venturini Motorsports, and especially with Darrell Wallace out there in the 55, someone you look forward to seeing, of course, in the Nationwide Series and elsewhere. And unfortunately, his day is over early. These cars got bumped, and it did look like, again, on the replay, that the 25 car got tagged from behind. Actually got tagged with the 55, it looks like. And that's what started this whole melee coming out off of turn 4 and heading into the tryover.
Another car we may not have mentioned, the number 6 car, Caleb Armstrong, Pretty Sharp Racing. He did have some right side damage on that car down in the grassy area. He was able to pull away, but as you can see, all the drivers have survived it, making their way down pit road as the front straightaway pretty well blocked up. The Justin Boston machine down below the yellow line here on the front stretch. The Darrell Wallace Jr. machine, Bubba Wallace's car, up on the outside retaining walls. Some fluid also being dumped down on the track, so it's going to take a little while to get this cleaned up here on the front straightaway.
Well, you always expect something like this to happen, and it only takes one little misstep to cause it. And so we have had this incident here, and again, another caution that's going to help distress that fuel mileage for everybody here today. And now Bill Perduno is going to be one of those that's got to try to carry the flag of Venturini Motorsports to get the win for them, and we'll try to get all the standings straightened back out after right now being shown with 20 laps in of the 80 laps. Bobby Gerhardt, the 5 car, is the leader. That is 0-2 of Josh Williams. John West Hanley in the 15 is third. The 42 of Bo LeMasters is in the 4th spot. And then the 68 car, that is Will Kimmel, who finished 3rd last year. That is the nephew of Frank Kimmel and his dad, Bill Kimmel, who is responsible for 8 of those championships, turning the wrenches for Frank Kimmel is the one that's doing it for Will, and he is currently being run in the 5th spot.
Car number 6, there you saw the Eddie Sharp Racing entry of Caleb Armstrong. He was able to make it around under his own power, but you can see heavy right side damage to that car, and they put it back in the garage area. So
Is he out?
A very busy place.
Is he out?
Here at lap 20 this afternoon, a fourth of the way through the Israel 200 presented by MAV TV of Arrogant Real. And a lot of very good cars have a lot of work to do to see if they can get back into this race here in the early going.
And thankfully for the teams, the ones that have had damage, it's going to be a while. Going to win here today and put their names at Daytona International Speedway. Larson setting himself up right behind.
Leaders working their way back through turn number 3 and 4 when they come back. 4 laps to go. Could come down to the exceptional run for this team as they work back for lap 76.
And we understand Bobby
the inside retaining wall on that big chunk of asphalt. Back there off of turn number 2 is meanwhile we watch the lead trio work themselves off of turn number 4. After that, the rest was history as you saw what happened off of turn number 4 with the leader Bobby Gerhardt.
Well, we've got 3 laps to go, but remember there's also we've got one back where they've been battling side by side, and you never know if it could bring it when it gets a little anxious there. Leads that next group. He's in 4th position, and he is 21 seconds off the lead.
Other drivers in that field or in that pack of cars that would like to see if they can still get a top 5 run. Right now, Sean Core in 5th, Mason Mingus, Brennan Dewberry, Mark Thompson, other drivers.
Start-finish line, they put 78 in, 2 laps to go, and they're going to, it looks like, catch some more lap traffic here. With 2 laps to go, they possibly can. There's some stragglers right there in front of them as they work their way over to turn number 2. First time here at Daytona in that stock car for Toronto. West County, they will get the white flag when they get to the start-finish line this time by.
Some 8-9 cars is what they may have to deal with. They deal with a single car right now. Townley going to the high side, up in front of them. A couple of drivers, maybe 3 of them, running side by side, battling for their own positions on the speedway. Townley leads him off at turn number 4. White flag is in the air.
Back to the 16 car as Ricky ARCA, who's had a great run here today. A lot of young drivers up there towards the front having great runs, working their way over the turn at number 2 right now. John West Townley still a win at Daytona.
High side, 3 wide battle. It was going to be Townley going around 2 lap cars. Larson joins them. One of those cars is Thomas Prater. Lead duo. Looks like it will come down. It's right now John West Townley with a 2-car length advantage. Young Kyle Larson, the development driver for Earnhardt Ganassi, pouring it on as they come to the stripe.
Well, right now it's going to be televised. You have won at Daytona. The celebration already beginning down at the Veterani pit spot. I tell you what, troubles to their other 3 cars, and John West Townley brings it home here today. What a run. I got a feeling we're going to see him next week. Ricky ARCA, what a run for him in the number 16 machine. Frank Kimmel, not to be. Winds up in the 4th spot, and Sean Core in the 5th spot.
It's going to be Brennan Dewberry, who's going to be a regular on the Camping World Truck Series full-time. A very good run for that young driver coming in. Veteran as well in 8th position. Matt Kurkiewski winds up in